Welcome to another Python tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to install Python on Visual Studio Code. The steps are: install Python for Windows latest version. Step 2, install Visual Studio Code. Step 3, install Python extension for Visual Studio. And finally, install Code Runner plugin into the Visual Studio Code. So let's get started. First of all, you have to install the latest version of Python on your Windows. To download the Python, go to python.org/downloads, and here you will find the latest version of Python for Windows. The current version is 3.13.0. So I am going to click on the download, and you can see the download is started. So download is completed. I will click on the exe file. Now the installer is started. So select add python.exe to path. So this step is very important because if you don't select this, you may not be able to access python.exe from the terminal. And after checking this, click on install now. Then you can see the Python is being installed on my Windows computer. Python is successfully installed on my Windows computer. I will click on close. Now open the terminal and check if you are able to run the Python. So type Python --version, and you can see, and it is printing Python 3.13.0 on my system. So we are all set and we can proceed to next step. So next step is to install the Visual Studio Code on my Windows system. So go to code.visualstudio.com/download, and here you will find the latest version of Visual Studio Code. I will click on the Windows 10.11 link because I am installing in Windows 10. So click here, and it is downloading the Visual Studio setup.exe file, and it is going to complete in few seconds. So let's wait for the download to complete. Installer is downloaded. I will click on the exe file, and you can see the Visual Studio Code setup is started. Accept the license agreement. If you want to read it, click on next, and this is the default location of installation of Visual Studio Code. You can also set different directory for the installation of Visual Studio Code. Click on next, and click on next, click next, and finally click on the install. So the installation is in progress, and it should complete in another few seconds. So installation is completed. You can click on the launch Visual Studio Code, and it will start the Visual Studio Code for you. Click on open folder. So this is the directory in my computer that I want to use for developing the Python code. So I'm going to open it. I'm going to open this folder. So it is open now, and we can go to the plugins here by clicking on the extensions. So extensions is here. Click on extension, and here search for Python. So click on this. So this is the Python extension, and this is the Python extension, and we have to install in our Visual Studio Code. So I think it was already installed for me. I removed it, and now I will show you how you can install it again. So click on the Python and click on the install. So you can see it is installing. A Visual Studio Code extension with rich support for Python language. So this tool we need to use in Visual Studio Code to run the Python programs. So you can see there is a Visual Studio Python debugger also, which is already installed in my computer. If it is not installed for you, you can select this and install. The next plugin is the Runner plugin. Search Runner and click here. So this plugin is used to run the C, C++, Java, JS, PHP, Python, Perl, Ruby, Go, and many other programming languages from the Visual Studio Code. So click on install, and it is installed now. Now to go to the directory, and here I have a Python code test.py. You can also create a new file, right click and new file. Hello.py, and you can see this hello.py is here. I can write a code, Python code, hello world, and enter, save this file. Here you can see there is a runner plugin that we installed. It automatically detects that this is a Python code, and to run it, just unable to find the Python. So close this, and I will go to this directory and open the terminal. From here you can see I have two Python files. So I will just type code and dot. So dot means this is going to open this folder, and let's try to run it now. So now you can see that it is printed the hello world message. So this way you can install Python and then configure the Python in Visual Studio Code. Write a simple program in Visual Studio Code and run the Python. Thanks for watching the video, and subscribe our channel for more tutorials and videos.